Hello guys, welcome back. I'm your host, Linux Anape, and the last video we installed Docker, and today we're actually going to be building a Docker image. Very important, very simple, very easy, very efficient. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. Let's first talk about what a Docker image is. So a Docker image is going to actually take all of the files within a directory, package it into one image. That way it can be deployed into a container, so you can deploy it to an actual website. All right. In some cases, this is how it's done on an enterprise level. In some cases, a lot of larger companies use Kubernetes, but we'll touch on that a little later on. Let's just go ahead and get an image created, and then we'll take a look at the work we've done. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. So today, let's see, we're going to go into the index.html directory, and as you can see, a number of files within this directory. All right. The one I want to take your attention to first is the Dockerfile. So we already went over the cat command. Let's cat into the Dockerfile. And as you can see, it has your web server, your directories, and all of the necessary contents you need in order for this image to be built. So we're just going to build the image today. We're going to break down these files and their components at a later time. So you have your Docker file. We have the index.html file, right? So let's cat into that. All right. And this is our HTML. This is basically just hello world from Lenape in Spanish. All right. Just something real simple. It's Bootstrap. We'll cover that at a separate time as well. All right. So let's clear our screen. Now that we know that we have the Docker file, we have a compose file. Actually, let's go into that as well. And what the compose file does, the compose file actually, we're going to need that to build a container. All right. So just want to show a little bit of some of these contents. Like I said, we'll go way more into detail at a later time. So now that we know that we have the necessary content to first build the image, the command you want to run is docker build -t, because we want to tag the image with a message or with basically what it is. And we're going to call this test-image, hit space, and this is the important part. A lot of people forget, once you hit space, you want to hit the period to show that it's being built on the home directory. All right. So once you hit that, we should have some work here, and it looks like we have something that was built. So now if you want to take a look at all of the images that you currently have on your machine, what you do is type docker images. Very simple. As you can see, I have a number of images here on my machine, but as you can see here at the top, we have test image. This is the image that we built. This is the image ID, and this one was created 9 minutes ago because I just did it before this video. But as you can see, we have test image that was built. All right. Very simple, very easy. As you can see, very lightweight. This is very, very important to know. Now, let's say we want to delete that image. The command you would run is docker rmi, and then the name of the image itself. Now, if you start typing it, you should be able to tab it out, which you can. Boom, as you can see, it was deleted. So now when you go to Docker images, we no longer see test image at the top. Very simple, very easy, very important, right? Now the next video, we're going to work on taking this image and deploying it into a Docker container. So just really quickly, a sneak peek at that. Let's go ahead and Docker PS, as we went over last time. Take a look at all the containers we have running. So the next time you come back, we're going to have an image, and we're going to deploy it into a container with the network protocol. We're going to also attach a DNS to it, and we're going to pull it up online. All right. Very simple, very easy, very efficient. All right. And for today, that pretty much does it. Once again, I'm your host, Linux Sanape. Tune in next time. I'll see you again.